Kalvin.
Valeu, é nóis, tamo junto.
Vamos lá?
Hello.
Welcome to Venice. So I'm here with Kalvin, and we're gonna have a nice conversation now. First of all, I wanna say thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you all the subscribers. Don't forget, the way you guys can help us is subscribing, sharing with your friends the channel, liking, commenting. This way, we're gonna be able to make more videos for you guys. And Kalvin, the question I have for you to start is, how was your childhood, you know? Did you have an easy life growing up?
So my childhood was, I wouldn't say it was easy and I wouldn't say it was hard. It was kind of like baseline. And, you know, I always tell people, like, I had a good life, you know, I had a good childhood. I didn't get what I wanted. I kind of got what they wanted to get me. And, you know, it was always toys I wanted, always games I wanted, stuff I wanted to do. And I never really got that. I only got what they wanted to give me. So it kind of taught me to, like, when I did actually get something that I want, hold on to it and actually appreciate it. And I've kind of carried that on to the way I live my life now. Since I'm able to get the things I want, when I get it, I really cherish it and really take good care of it.
That's important. How was, my question is like, how was financially, like, your life, like, because a lot of people think like, oh, this guy had an easy life, like, he had everything he wanted, all the money he wanted. And I know it's not like this, you know?
Yeah.
So I want you to share with our audience, like, how was it, you know, please?
I mean, yeah, like I said, like, I remember when I first went to high school and, like, everybody was dressing cool and they had all the dopest clothes. And I used to just be like, man, I wish I could go to the mall and just buy all the dopest clothes. But that was never the case. Like, we would buy clothes and, like, beginning of the year, next year, beginning of the year, and that was it. Whatever you got, that's what you got. And I just always remembering, like, dang, you know, my family got so much money, but I don't feel like I got money. Like, my dad never had the flashiest cars. He never had a Maybach or Rolls Royce. He had, like, old school cars. He had multiple cars, but they weren't, you know, Bugattis and stuff like that. So to me, it was kind of confusing seeing it. But now that I'm older, I understand it. And it's like, yeah, of course, people looking from the outside in, they think, you know, if I wanted something, it was there same day. If I wanted to do this, it happened. If that wasn't the case. Like, we lived a good life. We ate out, we ate good food, we had multiple cars. But as far as the stuff that we wanted, we didn't really get a lot of what we wanted, but we had everything that we needed. So for that, it kind of made me the person that I am today.
Fresh out my mom's house, I'm ready to find out what this hype of life is all about. They say I'm born rich, like that ain't born within. No need a foreign exploring with just my pen. I'm in the streets with this, never on some phony shit. That's why I make hits, no miss. Feeling like Cam, kill a damn nigga, he is the shit. I got my seasonal switch, but I'm never leaving you, bitch. I'm here for as long as the longest road would go. The time would show that we the real ones with the go. Manifesting my reality, it's obvious, bro. Everything you see me speaking on, I seen it before. Believed in the flow, most hated even my folks. But now I'm still here, it feel weird, but I believe in it though.
I want to go deeper in this part of, like, family, you know? Like, how was your father? How was Snoop as a father? And how was your mother, the boss lady, as a mother, you know?
I think my father did the best he could. I mean, he could always do better, but I think he did good enough because of him, he taught me football, and because of football, like I told y'all before, it taught me how to be disciplined. It taught me how to carry myself. And my dad tried to show up to as much things as he could. And looking back on it now, at me being a father, I realized how hard that actually is. You know, and I'm not even half as busy as he is. So I think he did the best he could. And then for my mom was always there. We always had family talk. She was always trying to keep this family together. Like, that's one thing I remember vividly. We had so many family talks that I hated, but now I see why we had these family talks, because that's what kind of keeps you together. If you're not talking and you're not communicating, that's when things start to break apart. So my dad did the best he could. I think my mom did a great job given the situation she was dealt. You know, it wasn't easy being with somebody like my dad. It wasn't easy being a young mom. You know, it's not easy. And I used to be hard on my parents until, you know, I became a parent and realized, I mean, you know, it ain't easy. So I think they did the best they could do.
And how was for you like to have like a father that was always out of town tours, always away, you know, like how was for you, like how did you have like the male whole model for you, like
Like I said, it was football. My coaches, my players, the people I played against, they really taught me how to be a man, because before I played football, I used to cry about anything. I was soft, I was emotional. I was exactly how my youngest son is. And, you know, I was a mama's boy, and rightfully so, because my dad wasn't around. And I just felt like what my dad did do, I see it as it impacted me for the better. And the things he didn't do, it's like, okay, he didn't do it. Am I gonna let this derail me for the rest of my life? Or am I just gonna recognize it as, you know, he was a flawed man. He wasn't perfect, you know, and what he was good at, he was really good at. And whatever he was bad at, I mean, he was bad at it. So yeah, once again, I just felt like he wasn't around, but because he wasn't around, that's all I knew. So it wasn't like I was used to him being around my life for 5 years straight and then out of nowhere he disappeared. No, he was always not around. So it kind of just became our reality. And once it's your reality, that's all you know.
did you have like, for example, do you have any like episodes in your life that you're like, oh, I'm so thankful that my daddy is Snoop Dogg and my mom is who she is, you know, like.
Oh yeah, every day.
Do you have any episodes that you want to share with us about that, like here?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of free shit. I get a lot of opportunities. I get a lot of people who, when they first meet me, they're like, oh yeah. And then like, oh, you're him? Oh. And I used to see it as fake, but I see it as like, I would be the same way if I met Bob Marley's son, because I look up to Bob Marley. And if I didn't know it was his son, I would be like, oh yeah, hell, you're a cool dude. But now I know you're Bob Marley's son, you're an extension of him. And I need to show my love and gratitude towards you because you're an extension of him. So it took me years to understand that. And, you know, there's a lot of pros that comes to being Snoop Dogg's son. And the cons is just an annoyance. You know, I'm a celebrity, I'm famous. I gotta be mindful of who I'm around and who I tell who I am to and who's watching me. And, you know, stuff like that I just kind of adapted to and learned how to maneuver. But I think the pros outweigh the cons because I do live a good life because of who I am and what comes with being who I am and who wants to help me out and reach out to me and lend a hand and whatever the case may be. It has opened a lot of doors, and for that, I'll always be grateful.
How your daddy, like, how was your daddy's childhood, like, here, financially, like, how was it?
My dad went through some stuff. He literally is from the hood. Both of my parents, my whole family. And that's another thing about when people find out, or when people think since somebody's dad is rich, they automatically think their life is good. One person is rich, and that one person is usually taking care of a whole family, usually both sides of the family if they're married. So you're rich, but with great power comes great responsibility. So with both sides of my family being from the hood, still living in the hood, being in gangs, all of the above, life was not easy for them. And money made it a little bit easier, but money can't take away trauma. Money can't fix emotional problems. Money can just kind of help you in an area, but it can't fix all your problems. So, you know, I saw that firsthand, you know. My dad told me all kind of stories, showed me all kind of scars and war wounds, and just, he shared so much with me. And I was just like, I never viewed him as like somebody who's rich now. I always viewed him as like somebody who made something out of nothing. And, you know, that's a big reason why I'm humble the way I am today, because he's the same way. He's never showed off. I don't even know how much money he got, because it's never been discussed. It's just like, we don't care about that stuff. He's never had expensive chain. Like, there's just so much stuff I can recall he's never did. And then when I would see other rappers, I'd be like, that's all they do. And here he is, one of the biggest rappers, and he don't do half of that stuff on camera and off camera. So, yeah.
So he came from the hood, as you said, like
Came from the hood, was in a gang.
Poor.
Very poor. But yeah, very poor. Came from the hood. Came from a very tough life. And his dad wasn't in his life. He just had his mom and different people who was his stepdad or was his dad, and just different father figures coming in and out of the house. So a tough life, a life that I honestly felt like I wouldn't have been able to make it out of. Like, not everybody can. It's tough. He was built for it, just like my grandpa was built for it. And yeah, thank God they made it out so I could live the life I'm living now and pass it on to my kids and just live life now. Don't have to worry about all the other stuff that was put on them. Now you can just live.
Yeah. A lot of people don't hear, and that's nice that he said that, because I was listening to a podcast like a few days ago, and he talks about that, like the traumas we have in our lives, like about money, about all of this. You carry that with you, you know? And then you think like this, oh, I cannot have this, because you carry with you the memory of that you couldn't have this, you know? And even though you can't have this nowadays, sometimes you block yourself to buy this and that. You keep looking how much is this and that, because all the traumas you had back in the life, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I think like that's a message for all of us, you know. Let's try to get away of all these traumas, you know, like let's try to live a new life, a new day, and believe like that we can be successful in life. That's why we are here. God didn't put us in this life like to be, you know, suffering. God put us here like to enjoy life, to have like everything is possible to have, you know? And when you believe there, when you put your intention in there, you start to get the momentum and you start to have everything you really want, you know? And that's how I believe it. That's why I was listening to this podcast, and they opened my eyes, because I also had like a tough childhood. My mom was a tailor. My daddy was never there, you know, like my daddy divorced my mom when I was young. And I remember many times in my life, I didn't have like what I want to eat. I had to eat what we had, you know? And when you're young, you don't understand those things, but my mom had to work overnights, like to buy stuff for us, you know, like, and that's how I see like Snoop's life was, you know, like it was probably very similar to my life, you know? And let's just like all of us, people who is watching, you, Kalvin, me, you know, people who is behind the cameras here, we deserve like the best life. We deserve like to have everything that we deserve to have, you know, like so once you believe that, like let's believe that we can have the best life we can have, and we can be the best versions we can be. Because once you believe that, the universe conspires for you to succeed, you know? And that's how I think. Like, what you think about this, Kalvin?
I believe it, because once you start putting that thought out, it's a frequency and people can pick up on it. It's just like a satellite or that's true. The more people thinking like that, the more people will receive it, and the more it'll come true. So a lot of people got a lot of similar stories, and a lot of people are working towards the same goals that they may not know about, but as long as you're working towards it, you're gonna get to that goal as a collective. So, you know, I didn't know that about you, but I'm pretty sure you and my dad lived a similar life. And look at y'all both, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of others, and making a way, and not sitting around complaining, talking about the cards you were dealt. You kind of made something out of what you were given. And that's powerful.
It is powerful. And I think that's the beauty of our life, you know, like the life changes once you put like the effort like to get better, to be better. You start we had this conversation before, you start the law of giving and receiving, you know? You start the process of like receiving once you're giving, you know?
Yeah.
So without expecting like to get back anything from anybody, you know. So I'm so grateful to have like the mom I had, because she never showed me like that we didn't have like money to buy anything. But when I look back there now, I see like why I was eating egg and rice every day, you know. Why I was eating like ground beef, like instead to eat the steak, you know what I mean? And all these details like that I went through in life, and I'm sure Snoop went through, and I want you guys to understand. Luckily, Kalvin didn't went through this because his daddy had to work super hard to get where he is nowadays, and to make sure Kalvin, his brother, his sister, they have a better life nowadays, you know. And that takes to the new generation now, where they have a better life nowadays because of Snoop back in the days. He worked so hard and made it happen, you know, and now Kalvin also works super hard. You guys don't know, but he works super hard and is giving this beautiful life to his kids. Talk about how to be a father nowadays and how to have these beautiful kids, you know.
Yeah, being a father to me was very hard, because my idea of a father was, you know, just come in when you can, and when you can't, just keep it pushing. And it took my wife Soraya to like kind of ground me and remind me that, you know, I have a chance to do what I wanted and give my kids what I wanted. And, you know, it started with me doing the dishes every day. It started with me making breakfast for the kids every morning, putting them to sleep every night, giving them baths. You know, just common stuff that parents should do. That's stuff that I never saw happen. So being a father to me is just showing up, being the man of the house, creating a safe space for my kids to be able to talk in and live in, and also creating a safe space for my wife to live in. And I'm about a year in of living this new way of a new life of a father. And it has not been easy, but I'm here for the journey, I'm here for the adventure, because I know it's gonna pay off for my kids, and I know it's gonna pay off for me, because this is a part of my purpose. I had kids for a reason, and I need to be a good father for that reason and for that purpose.
That's beautiful. And if you guys don't know, Soraya is this amazing person. I love her. You know, she's Mexican. You know, her family is all Mexican. So if you guys don't know, like Kalvin's kids, they are Mexican, half Mexicans, and they half Americans. You know, and
Mexican, quarter Persian.
Quarter Persian, quarter Mexican. So
yeah, half black. Yeah.
They are all together, so they have this beautiful culture. I just saw like the wedding they went to in Mexico was beautiful, you know, like, and yeah, I'm so proud to be uncle of these kids, you know, and see them growing up. Like, I love that, you know, and I love to be like next to you, like all the time. We're good friends, and I want you to share with people also, why did you become a musician? You know, it was because of your father, or was because you had this on you?
I ain't got time to fight over plenty. Dog, I'm busy, please get out of your feelings. We in the building trying to make more than millions. All I know is what I know, it's just another feeling. Never blinded by the hatred that they always feeling. I'm surrounded by love, that's why I needed a village. Cold-hearted, warm blood was the vision. I feel like Nipsey the way I shift peace, yeah. It's up to me to make $1 out of every dream. Push peace, spread love, do it to play away. I use the haterade to fuel me like some Gatorade, and never will I fade away. Repeat it on the day-to-day. I've been doing great today, can feel it in a major way. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one who's supposed to change the pace. It's not a rap race, there is no last place. It's an experience, I treat it like a pyramid. Breaking down to build it up, now tell me who gon' heal with us.
I became a musician because I love music, and honestly, the music I grew up on kind of discouraged me to want to make music because they were so good, like Kanye West, The Game, Eminem, my dad, who else? Lil Wayne really discouraged me because he was so good. And it discouraged me in the way like I was cool with just being a listener. It'd be the same thing like watching Kelly Slater surf or watching John surf. And you're like, oh, I want to get into surfing, but damn, I'm not gonna be able to do what they're doing. So you kind of like, not knowing there's other types of surfers who just get on a wave and just have fun. They're not trying to get barreled. They're not trying to jump in the air and do a 360. So like, I didn't know that at the time. There was no rappers just having fun. Every rapper I knew was killing it, was the best at their craft, and that was that. And it took people like Wiz Khalifa, Kid Cudi, Currency to kind of inspire me to want to make my own music. And once I saw them, that's when I started doing it. But even before that, I always freestyled for fun because it just came natural, maybe because who my dad was, and we all grew up in the church and the choir, and music was just, even from back in the days, we always sang, we always were musically gifted. So for me to freestyle, it was nothing. Like, I just think of something, say it, rap it, boom, it was nothing, a no-brainer. So once somebody taught me how to record, it was easy. Because I'm already freestyling. If I write it down, now I'm even better, because now I'm saving my freestyles, editing it, fixing it, making it better, and now uploading it. And it was a no-brainer. So that's why I got into music, because it had to happen. It had to happen, and I'm glad it happened.
Amazing. When I see life and I see you being a father the way you are, you know, like I remember you didn't have, like, you had one kid, but you, like, you know, with your ex-wife, you know, so I see you now, like, being a father, being a family man, like, I'm so proud of you, like, yeah. And that, like, makes me think, like, okay, that's my time too, you know, like, I want to do the same, you know, like, so I'm very proud of you, you know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
It's beautiful, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Now here I am, still aside, been sitting in the sand. You know I'm vibing and riding higher than them. I'm finding new ways to express. I feel like DJ Khaled, my confidence is the best. I worry less, I'm never focused on the flesh. My spirit is blessed. As above, so below, I'm letting it show.
The reason you want to make music now and have your music, like, getting popular, it's because you want to give a better life for your kids, sure, like, how is that?
So it's tricky with the music. I don't know if I've made money off of music, but if I made enough to change my life, maybe not. And do I think I will make that type of music or make that type of money musically to change my life? Maybe not. But what I do like is it has impacted people. Shit has even impacted myself. Like, I literally ride around all day, and if I'm not listening to reggae, and I'm not listening to, like, old school music I grew up on, like Wiz Khalifa, and, you know, old school rappers, I'm listening to my music. And I remember those times of when I was in my dad's man cave and I was going through something that I made this song, or when I had just went through a breakup and I was making this song. Like, my music to me is like no different than looking at an old picture of you over here or over there. Like, it just brings me back to that place in time. So if it's doing that to me, the person who made it, I can only imagine what it's doing to the people who were listening to it when I made it. And I know it impacts people, I know it helps people. And the funny thing is, when me and Soraya first got together, every song I would make, she would start crying because it was so beautiful and it touched her heart. And I remember being like, damn, like, and these ain't fake tears, like, she's really crying because it's a beautiful song. And at that time, I was falling so deeply in love with her. She was bringing out that love from me, and it was going straight into the music. So if I can impact her, if I can impact myself and whoever else who hit me up and say, hey man, your music got me through some tough times, why stop? That I have to keep going. And I can't think about if it's gonna make me money or not, because I'm not in it for the money. If the money comes, cool, I'll take the money. But I'm not withholding an album because the money isn't right. I got so much music I can drop. I've been dropping music videos every week. I could drop them twice a week. I could drop them 5 times a week if I really wanted to make a point. But my point I want to make is my music can help you. My music can impact you. And music in general can. So if you can make music, add to the collective. That's all it is, add to the collective.
Yeah, that's one of the beauty of life, like that. If you care about your journey here, to have a profound journey here, and that's the most beautiful thing you can take from life, like here. Yeah. Have a profound journey here, you're gonna live forever in people's mind, you know? And that's the mission here. Our mission is to have a profound journey here. Our mission here is to make this place better. And if Kalvin, with his music, his lyrics, is touching people, it's because he's making this place better. And I'm very proud of you of that, you know, like, and that's what I'm doing with the show too. I wanna spread the message of love. I wanna spread the message of detachment, of giving, you know, of like the message of love, you know. And if you guys don't know, like we don't make money doing this, you know. We're pretty much like doing that for love. The only way you guys can help us like pressing the subscribe button, commenting, liking, you know. And if you keep doing this, if you do that, share with your friends, we're gonna keep spreading this message of love. So amazing, you know. I wanna just like tell you like to keep doing like because your music is amazing, your lyrics are amazing, you know, like it touched me, like and the message of his music, like in his lyrics, is the message of love, you know.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing here, like. And thanks guys for watching, you know, like love you, man. You know that.
Love you too. Love you too, Uncle.
Yeah. How crazy. Somebody who comes from Brazil, you know,
Brazil.
become like the uncle of Snoop Dogg's son, one of my idols, you know, like it's crazy, you know, like
Straight from the favelas.
yes. And
Straight from
that's
the
how beautiful is life, you know, like life can take you wherever you believe it can take, you know, like I never thought that I would be here nowadays, like in Venice, you know, like with Kalvin, you know, making movies and doing all these things, you know, like but that's what we're doing, you know, and that's, I see God is guiding us and taking care of us, you know. And I'm so happy to be in this place. You guys just look around here. That's the Venice skate park here. I met Kalvin here in Venice, you know. We started to surf together. I met like so many pro skateboarders that were my idols back in the days, and they still in this skate park. Jesse Martinez, you know, like with Barry Lewis, the founder of this skate park. They are my friends nowadays. It's amazing, you know. Put your intention and it's gonna happen, you know. Life is all about good karma, you know, like if you giving, you're gonna receive. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, you know. Thanks for Derek, Owen, and Jeff Daniels for living like in this project, you know, and thanks all the subscribers. Special thank you also to Tiffany, like from the Venice brand. She believed in our project, she's been helping us. And if you guys want to shop something like from Venice, really cool, go online, www.venicebrand.com, and thank you, Kalvin, so much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Yeah. All right.
Good.
We're getting sharp. All these pictures from Venice from back in the days of
The canals.